The other day I bought another RSD titanium middle child frame, but this is a size medium. So if you remember from my other videos, I've been riding a size small frame on all of my RSD middle childs, and I'm curious to try medium. The number one question I get from you guys is, what size middle child should I get? And the medium is going to be a bit of a stretch. It's got quite a long reach and quite a long seat tube. It may be worse, but I'm going to test it out, put all the parts from my small onto this, test it out, and let you know what I think. One cool note, because everything is externally routed, except the dropper's got internal right here, I don't have to cut any housings. I may not even have to cut my derailleur cable. I might even be able to reuse that. We will see. That's pretty cool though for swapping stuff. If you want to touch up your frame and get rid of any little scratches or dings or even the fingerprints, wash it and then take a red Scotch-Brite pad, the maroon ones, and you brush it like this. And that'll restore the original brushed finish to it if it starts getting shiny or fingerprints on it or whatever. Alright, all the parts are on this bike. I think I may have to shorten the seat tube and cut it down a little, which is gonna be scary and tricky, and I don't want to mess it up. But I want my seat to go as low as possible. It's currently 1.5 to 2 inches longer than my last frame, and I ride with my seat down, I don't know, it feels like 70% of the time, and I only raise it when I'm climbing. It's really nice to have the seat out of the way when you're at the bike park or the pump track and doing jumps and stuff. I wish this could get a little lower, so I'm gonna see what it feels like. See if this is too much anyway. I mean, this is above my waist. I don't think I'm gonna be able to even reach the bottom of the pedals with the seat all the way up. This is a 160 dropper. I'd love to be able to stay on the 160, but I may have to go down to a 125. Let's see. That's too high. But if we look here, I could cut this down a bit until that seat collar comes right to that weld. That's only going to be 1 centimeter or maybe 1/2 inch, but that might just be enough. So fingers crossed it is enough. Now there are several ways to cut titanium. This is going to be an interesting experiment. So to do this right, we're going to want to extend this little relief slit as well. But first I just need to decide how much I can get on there, how low I can go on that. So let's take some measurements. That, it's so funny to go through all this work for 1 centimeter, but if it works, that's a big deal. 13 millimeters. So I can go 13 millimeters above this weld. Cut it there. I've never cut titanium before. Found a couple YouTube videos on it that recommend a masonry grinder cutoff wheel, but I'm gonna try using a pipe cutter. This may not make a dent on it. Titanium's usually pretty hard, but this is the cleanest way that I know to make a smooth, clean cut equal all the way around. Oh, that is perfect. It just barely misses. Perfect. Getting close, you can see the line forming in there. Alright. Gonna have to clean that up. That's kind of a cool ornament now. Cut a good amount off there, 17 millimeters. But you can see it wasn't quite straight on this side, so I'm gonna have to take that down just a little with the angle grinder. If you look really close, there's a tiny little line under there, like a millimeter down, where I was able to get a clean, even line all the way around. That's what I'm gonna sand it down to. All right, time to break out the big guns. Titanium makes the coolest sparks. It should go without saying, but I'm gonna say it anyway. Don't do this to your bike. This is not recommended by RSD. They don't condone this, they don't recommend it. I'm experimenting. Let's see if this works. Now my seat collar's probably gonna hit that weld like I thought. Oh, that's super close. What I'm gonna do is clearance the seat collar inside just a tad, right in there. I probably cut a tiny bit too much off of there, but I wanted to get as close as I could. I've shaved down the inside of my collar, just put a little bevel on the inside, and it totally sits flat and doesn't touch the welds up there. And I know you engineers out there are gonna be bothered by this, but it's a bike, not a space shuttle. And this is just a seat post clamp, so it's gonna work just fine. Cool. All right, this is a 7/32 inch hole right here, and I'm gonna have to drill the new one 17 millimeters below that one. Alright, so I just invented a new trick for myself for drilling on slippery surfaces. Cover it in painter's tape first, and it'll get a little bit more purchase on there. It won't slide off if you don't have a punch. There we go. Alright, now I just need to cut the slit in there to allow this to contract when the seat clamp gets clamped down. All right, let's put this all back together and see if it gained me the clearance I needed for my seat. All right, I just got it all put back together. Let's see if this seat is low enough at max extension that I can still reach the bottom without being on my tiptoes. If I had 175 mil cranks, it'd be too long. So I'm within 5 mils. Perfect, it was worth it. I can't wait to ride this and let you know what I think about the bigger frame size. It's not harder to wheelie, a little bit harder to start the manual, but once it's up, that short rear end kicks in once again and it's easy to find that balance spot. I'm excited. Thanks for watching. There's a party in the mountains and you're invited. Recommended shoot, that'll bend your derailleur hanger.